You think so? He's rotten to the core, but not that rotten. He'll probably balk at this, move out at the first opportunity, and have it demolished. The very idea of what has occurred in this place years ago makes me real as well. I've known long ago places like this tend to hold secrets. This though? Yeah, Does Luke know about this? I think he does, to be honest. If this is just the tip of the iceberg, I fear what I may discover in the mansion itself at the tail behind that fucking letter. But fear's inconsequential. As unpleasant as the sight of this is, this place might also be the only way for me to get inside unnoticed. Sighing and taking one last gulp of clean air, I push away from the wall and delve deeper into the passage.
Let's just hope it'll be smooth sailing from here on.
Turns out that alone is too much to ask for this early. No 20 paces into it, another sound abruptly rises above my footfalls. Is this Marianne? She was trapped in one of those cells in the end of her chapter. Rebounding up the other walls and echoing inaudibly across the whole span of the tunnel, before fading away just as swiftly as it rang. I paused, nevertheless, straining my ears for more of it, while I gradually moved my hand to my side, slow and steady until the tips of my fingers brushed off the gun's handle. Although cold against my skin, it's the closest thing I have to comfort at the moment. For a long minute, I wait, holding my breath, watching every form, edge, and shadow at the corner of my vision for any moment. After a heartbeat and nothing, I allow the tension to ease out of me in the form of a long, slow exhale that reverberates around the old passage.
Who's there?
Perhaps it's because of what has happened earlier and how I've ended up here, or maybe it's because of my training. But in spite of the panic and fear in that voice, I don't immediately answer. Instead, I pull my gun free from its holster and wordlessly draw closer to where the voice rings out once again. Afraid. Frantic. Weak.
I'm asking you a question. Who's there?
This sounds like Marianne. It's only after I've realized the safety do I answer, while continuing my approach in a careful, steady pace.
I think I should be the one asking you that. Who are you? Show yourself.
I can't. I'm stuck in here.
Yep, that's a Marianne. Well, a ghost will definitely not be saying that, or have a conversation like this, or be stuck anywhere. And as if to prove her point, she extends a hand from one of the cells ahead and waves. Then she pulls back, grips the iron bar, and rattles it lightly.
I can't get out. Can you help?
In 5 quick steps, I'm standing in front of the cell, and sure enough, a woman's inside. But why did the ghost keep her alive? Slumped on the floor, holding the bars with shaking hands, clinging to it as if it's the only thing keeping her upright. And not just any woman.
You? McLaughlin?
McLaughing? McCullough. The same one I met at G's 5 days ago, smashed drunk and babbling her frustration about her employers.
Holmes?
No, not McLaughling. McCullough. I think it's McCullough. Marianne McCullough, famous interior designer extraordinaire. Not so extraordinary now with how exhausted and feeble she looks, trapped in a jail cell of all things. Her breathing's shallow and there's a paleness to her complexion, sunken eyes, cracked lips, dry skin. All signs pointing to starvation and dehydration.
What? How long have you been stuck in here?
3 days? 4? I don't know. I have no idea anymore.
Must be close to death.
I just fell in and that woman... Whatever. Can you get me out of here? Please.
In a moment. But here, go feed yourself first before you fall over.
With what? Oh, I fish out an energy bar from my pocket and hand it to her. She's lucky I always have one on my person. For certain emergencies or extended stakeouts, a little sugar to keep me going. Like any starving person, she wastes no time making a grab for it, unwrapping it straight away and taking a whole mouthful of it. Relief washes over her face and the first bit alone, although she's going to need more than that if what she has said is true. But for the moment, it's enough to keep her alive. Good thing she seems to have the sense to prioritize survival over comfort, if the puddle on the corner of the cell indicates anything. Oh man. Without water, the human body can only survive 3 days. No food, and I give it an average of 3 weeks. So even then, it won't be a pretty experience. Granted, some have survived longer than that. She's still fortunate I found her when I did. Yep. Now to get her out. My bobby pins won't be of any use here. Not like I need it. Unlike the ones we have at the precinct, a simple barrier hinge holds the gates to this cell together. Even without any special tools, I'll be able to lift the door and free her. However, with how heavy it seems, I need a lever of some sort to help.
What are you looking for?
Some wood, a 2x4 I guess, a plank or a pipe, anything I can use as a lever. Wait here.
The hallway yields nothing but dust, dirt, and a few rusted chains scattered about. While I may find something in one of the open cells, I'm reluctant to check or even step in. We can't have another person trapped in here. However, Mikado ended up inside.
Well, there's no...
My head snaps back to her. Oh yes, that will do. Mikado extricates a wooden board from under the mess of hay and twine near her. Without prompting, she slips it through what little space there is in between the bars. It's short, but appears thick and sturdy enough for my intended purpose upon closer inspection.
Good enough.
I hope. I get to work at once, anchoring the other end of the plank at the base of the door and applying impulse force on the other end. It takes a bit of effort, no kidding, but about the heavy part. Still, a grunt, a gasp, a creak. In a matter of minutes, with a little help from her on the other side, the door eventually lifts off its hinges. It falls on the ground with a loud, ugly metallic thud, but the sound of it puts elation on Mikado's face. Good! She's safe. But why did the ghost keep her alive though? Like she killed Zach, she killed Rebecca, she killed Rose and other BRC employees. But of all the people, she just threw Marianne in a prison cell? Why? She doesn't even ask for help. As soon as she can, she hastily crawls out of the prison she has accidentally found herself in. More than happy to get out of it, despite lacking the strength to stand firmly on her feet.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Achievement unlocked. Prison break. Oh yeah.
After the second day, I was so sure I was going to die in there. If you didn't show up, I don't even want to think about it.
How did you even end up here?
For a second, she appears hesitant, looking away and fumbling awkwardly with her fingers.
I was looking for something.
Oh yeah, that's she was looking for a friend, dead friend, in the mirror. If you don't remember, if you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, you can check out the YouTube void. It's there.
Someone.
A contemplative expression flickers in her eyes, something that's close to wistful, like when a person remembers a memory she's fond of. It doesn't last too long, but it still leaves me the impression that I've suddenly walked into something private. Something deeply personal for her I'd rather not ask.
So this whole tunnel, at the end of it, it leads right inside the mansion?
The wine cellar.
Right into the kitchen then.
There's a door of some sorts. I don't know. I think I pulled or pressed something somewhere. I was in a hurry. And I'm not sure if it'll open from this side. Hell, this place wasn't even in the floor plans.
Nope, it was hidden, that's true.
What do you mean?
Does that really matter now? We have to get out of here. People died in this place. Kids! Oh God! Kids!
Oh yeah, the camera.
I could have shown you, but that thing won't turn back on anymore. It's like it only waited for me to see it before shutting down or something. How long has that thing even been in there? But those poor kids. All because of that thing.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about right now?
The bloody letter! Ever since I've read that thing, since that day at the open house, she won't leave me. But it should be fine now, right? I broke it. I broke all of it. She shouldn't be able to do anything now.
What? What did you break?
Nicola, one at a time.
It's all that fucking paper's fault! Oh God! Oh God! Dear Lord in St. Adelaide, bless those poor souls. We're not safe here. We need to leave. If we stay here any longer...
Nicola!
Abruptly, she stops, looks back at me with wild, panic-stricken eyes. I've seen enough of it so many times these past few days, from my own friends even. To know she has seen things, the kind that will easily make any person go mad. And perhaps we slowly are. The longer this takes, the faster our descent into it becomes. I can't even tell which one's worse, death or this. Seems like no matter what we end up with, there'll be something horrible waiting for us. I need to hurry.
Listen, I need to get inside this place, and you're more familiar with its layout. If you can help me...
What? No! Why would I go back? Are you sure you haven't gotten raving mad yet? An exit's right here.
We're trying to end the curse, Marianne.
And this business with the letter has to end at some point. Look, I know you'd rather see Luke Wright choke on his own wine glass, but...
Damn right I do! He can just go.
But are you really sure you want to leave him like this? And what about his wife?
It strikes a chord. She falters, grows quiet as the tension lifts from her and her shoulders slump. I don't understand her issues with this. In fact, she doesn't have to go with me. Only tell me enough info so I can figure it out on my own. She can always leave afterwards. Be done with this whole damn mansion and letter. The other end of the tunnel leads right into the forest. It will provide an ample cover for her to be able to slip out of the property unnoticed. All the same, she steels herself and squares her shoulders.
Just until the kitchens.
That's more than enough.
She nods, albeit weakly. Then, without another word, she gestures for me to follow, leading me further into the passage. Occasionally, she stops, finds perches on the wall to catch her breath, but throughout the short walk, she asks for neither a break nor assistance. I suppose that's something we have in common. Eventually, we get to a dead end. Although, before I can question her on it, she begins palming for something on the wall, tracing her fingers along withered edges of the bricks with a frown on her face.
It should be somewhere here, I think.
What the hell are you doing?
She immediately holds up a hand, begging for my silence, and continues searching. Then,